Well, it's all happening here. It's all happening at the IPL. What a Sunday we've had. Brilliant two games there in the end. Welcome back to Boundary Line Podcast, guys. Dillon Pink here, along with Sheldon Dougherty. Before going ahead, requesting all our viewers to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share the video with your friends so that it helps us to put out the right content there. Also, let us know your thoughts about the game in the comments section. And let's get it on straight with it then. Sheldon, your thoughts on the first game today, RCB versus RR. Good score. Would you have thought that that was a bit under par? Or did you feel like, oh no, yes, the boys have got this?
Oh, Dill, another insane game, right, Dill? Last game we all were discussing weak case strike rate. Today he came out, he said, I'm not wasting any deliveries. He's like, first ball, I'm good. I'm going to go out and give that. I think all of us, Dill, all Bangalore fans, after that first ball, thought, here we go. On this day, 23rd April, where we also got our lowest score in history, here we go again. We're going to fumble. And then Lumro goes early on, Dill. And not Lumro, sorry, Shabazz. It's like the same player come here at number three, Dill. It's either
Yeah,
Lumro or Shabazz and he
yeah.
got it early. See, I'm already abusing Lumro, the poor guy, already early on in this podcast. But yeah, it seemed all gloomy early on. But then the two boys, who seemed to do it first
Ah,
quite often, came in, and that was just beautiful, wasn't it, Dil, when they came together?
we'll discuss that in a moment there with Faf and Maxwell's knock there. But it's funny how you say that on this day, a lot of crazy things have happened for RCB. They've got, I think Gale's got his highest score, and I think RCB also has the highest score on this
Yeah,
day. They have the lowest scores on the day.
yeah,
And Virat Kohli has a very odd record that he wouldn't want to have there. He's got, I think, he's got four ducks on this day or something like that. Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty insane. I don't know if I'm right also, guys, but let me know in the comments if I've got that stat right. Yeah, so all happened on the same day. So not a good day for RCB to play. But yes, Sheldon, that knock from Faf and Glenn Maxwell, top class there. They were 12 for 2 in the first three overs there. And
Yeah.
after that, they just went skyrocketing, and they finished up with 62 in 6 overs. So that says something. Maxwell just came on and he didn't waste any time, just took on the bowlers there straight up. And that was some knocker. Sheldon was a bit disappointed the way he got out and how he got out in the end, knowing the fact that, there were not enough guys to come out there. Faf du Plessis, can this guy do anything wrong? Orange cap, what a knock again by him, right?
Oh, Dil, what a player Faf-Du Plessis is. He's injured. I'm sure if he had one hand or one leg, he'd still be forced to go out and play because we don't have any other batsmen for one
and
reason. And
and he'll still
yeah,
score a 50.
yeah, he'd still score 50. And, again, terrific. He's just been so consistent, Dil, hasn't he, in this
Absolutely.
tournament? No matter what this pitch is or
Yeah.
what, the score is, he just comes in and he just plays the same way, so consistent. He looks at ease for most of his time at the crease. And Maxwell as well, Dil. He's just crazy to watch when he's in that mood. Obviously, he makes a scratch ahead when he gets out because it's always some reckless shot, to a fielder which he shouldn't hit it to. But when he's in that flow, Dil, I think
Yeah,
that partnership won RCB the game because they really
absolutely.
took the game to RR, and I don't think it was the easiest pitch to bat on. I know we've
Yeah,
said how flat the Chinnaswamy is, but in day
yeah,
games, it's not that flat.
yeah,
As we saw in the game against Delhi as well, there was something in it for the spinners, and
yeah.
when the bowlers were mixing up their pace as well, it wasn't that easy. And I think that partnership was just unbelievable. The way they attacked all the RR bowlers was just quite unbelievable to see.
Yeah, Sheldon, because if you look back there, first bowler, VK,
Yeah,
just going, he didn't want to review it at all. He knew
yeah,
straight away, it didn't waste any time, and it can happen sometimes like that, right?
yeah,
It can happen, but yeah. So VK goes, and then you're like, usually Faf and Virat give RCB this crazy
yeah,
start. Then I don't know why RCB does this stupid thing where they send Shahbaz Ahmad up the order and they send Mahipal Lumror up the order. I
yeah.
don't know what's happening there. I think this is where they are losing the game, Sheldon. Sometimes, I mean, you can win easily, but I don't know why they like to make it difficult, which we'll get to again in the end. But what were your thoughts there when they sent out Shahbaz Ahmad there?
Well, it seems like they want to bat Maxwell at four, right? And I
Yeah,
get that if you have a good number three. But what's the use of putting a number three who's going to get out anyway that
yeah,
early? Maxwell's anyway going to come in that early,
yeah,
probably three balls later than when he is supposed to come. So you might as well
yeah,
just bat him at number three because
yeah,
no one below him is good enough to bat at number three. Let's
yeah,
be honest. We've seen the
yeah.
middle order how they batted. So might as well bat him at three and just bank on the top three getting you all the runs because sadly for RCB again, that's the story again because Faf, Maxwell, Kohli, and the rest. Because again, the
Nothing.
middle order did it. they should have easily got 200 plus, but again, disappointing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to Glenn Maxwell there. What a knock, Sheldon. At one point, I was like, I think he needs to slow down now because, okay,
Yeah,
Maxi, you've hit a 6 and a 4 in the over. I
yeah,
think you can slow
yeah,
down. But the counter-attacking Sheldon innings that they speak about in T20, it was just tailor-made for Maxwell there. He came in,
yeah.
just took a few balls, but then I think when the second or third ball straight up, he was already ready. He just got going, and that was some real Mad Max knock. But Sheldon, I'm a bit disappointed the way DK is playing right now. It's just bizarre, and it just blows my mind that the top three players for RCB are doing the bulk of the scoring, and after that, the next highest is around 65 now, added with DK score after this match. He's the fourth highest scorer, and his runs in the tournament is 65.
It's insane. And not only is he not scoring, he's running out batsmen at the other end. And shockingly, I mean,
Is
my
that
God, what?
isn't that some of a record as well that he's got? The most number of runners he's been involved in.
Yeah, till I think around 30 they were saying, and I'm like, oh my God, that's quite insane the amount of runouts he's been involved in.
Yeah,
But yeah, till again that middle order not firing Lamro, Prabhu. That's I feel Prabhu that's a bit unlucky. He got run out for zero. I mean, but DK again, Dil, I mean, he should be finishing. We've said this now 3 games in a
yeah,
row where he should have done better. And I think
yeah,
if you're banking him, as your main finisher, he should be doing more. Especially after the foundation that was set by Maxwell and
yeah,
Duplessis today. We're not
yeah.
asking for a lot. We're not asking to hit 15 runs per over, just 10 runs per over. Just keep it going and get them to 200 plus. But
Yeah,
we couldn't do that Dil today.
absolutely, Sheldon, because they were 156 in 15 overs and they
Yeah,
ended up with 189 in the next five. So I was like, come on. And your RR bowlers bowled really well in the back end of the five. And I
yeah,
always felt like with RCB, this was the case last year as well, where they used to start slowly and then the middle overs they would get okay. And then in the end, they would go explosive. But this time around, it's like different. They're starting well in the power play. They are going a little bit slow in the middle, and then they're going super slow at the back end of the five, and they're supposed to
yeah.
go good, right?
Yeah, Dylan, they're just not working at the death overs, and I don't know what they can do different there. Because who do they really bring in? And as we were saying, Maxwell got a bat high up the order at three, but then the problem arises, Dylan, if Maxwell bats at three, you're four, five, six, seven, like then that's an issue. So
Exactly.
I think they are missing Rajat Patidar, Dylan.
Yeah.
Pre-tournament he was injured, he would have been so good in that middle order. But yeah, I think that is a cause for concern for them.
Coming to the Rajasthan innings there, Mohammad Siraj. I don't know what to say about this guy. He's been absolutely brilliant. What a ball to Joss Butler. This is just the perfect one. And even Joss Butler, you seen it, he was like, just can't do anything about it. And I think 9 out of 10 times any batsman would have just walked off, right?
Yeah, that was the perfect start. And how many times does Siraj do that? Till first over, he gets a big wicket. I think he's done it
Yeah.
3 or 4 times this
Yeah.
season, if I'm not mistaken. He's just so good with that new ball. And rightfully so, he's the purple cap holder, Dil, because he's just been brilliant for RCB so far in this tournament. And yeah, the dream start for RCB, Dil, that was.
Brilliant.
But then the partnership did come for Rajasthan straight after that.
Exactly, Yashasvi Jaiswal and DDP. What hitting these guys? Like crazy hitting. I thought, both of them were just taking on the bowlers. And at one stage, it looked like these guys are going to get this total pretty
Yeah.
easily, right?
Yeah, Dil, exactly. And I think they needed less than 100 in the back 10 overs as well
Yeah.
because of the start they had gotten. And I
Yeah.
really thought if TDP or Jaiswal lasted even 2, 3 overs longer, it could have been the game gone. I feel it was a big moment, past the 10-over mark when RCB started taking wickets
Exactly.
because if
Yeah.
the partnership went on for 2, 3 overs more, it would have probably been game over for RCB at that time.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think after that over, Sheldon, that you're speaking about, Hasaranga came in and I think he gave away
Yeah,
five. And then the
yeah.
very next
I
over,
think,
you seen the wicket going. But fair enough. He has to go for the shot because he's wasted one over already. Like, just
yeah,
taking 5 runs when the asking rate is almost like 9 or 10. Like, you have to go for it
yeah.
to, look for the boundary. So fair enough. But after that, I felt, RR also with their bizarre tactics that they've had, this time. I mean, for starters, they made a good move by not including Rian Parag. That was nice to see that they didn't involve him. But then after that, I was like, did you get a feeling that they were like, just going downhill from there on?
Yeah, till the middle order surprised me today. I felt also like, again, Hetmeyer probably should have come in a bit
Yeah,
earlier. And when he did come in, little oddly, he looked like he was a bit stuck today. It was
yeah,
one of the few times where Hetmeyer looked like, I don't think he hit one out of the middle. And I think the only one he middled, he got run out eventually on. That was
yeah.
the only ball I
I
think
think
he
he took
timed
like
all innings.
Yeah, I think he took like 9 balls to get 4 runs or
Yeah,
something that he ended up with.
yeah, yeah,
So a bit of a waste there, I would say, those 4 5 balls that he ended up wasting Sheldon. But Samson's wicket, I thought, was the key because he was looking set and he was looking in
yeah,
a mood there. Once he hit a couple of sixes and fours, I think all the RCB fans were like, oh, here we go. Samson's in
yeah,
the house there, and his
yeah.
wicket was a really lucky one. Fielder was just placed straight up there. He didn't have to move anything, just went straight into his hand, right?
Yeah, Dillon, the bowler, my man, I backed him ever since day one. Harshal Patel, I've called it. I love that guy. After the first game, I remember praising him. But yeah,
Harshal No Ball Patel.
yeah,
Oh
fair
man.
play to Harshal though. After
Yeah.
criticism,
Yeah.
last 2 games, I feel he has come back strong. He
Yeah.
obviously took a lot of stick, when he got hit against CSK as well. So today as well, Dill, I feel his variation finally worked. He was mixing up his
Yeah.
slow balls and even his Yorkers he was getting in. And to get that
Yeah.
Samson wicket, Dill, I thought the catch from Shabazz, luckily he stuck his hand out, Dill, and he
Yeah.
grabbed onto it because the ball was flying for that
Absolutely.
catch. But
Yeah.
Dill, I want to ask you also, Dill,
Yeah.
David Willey back into the side today. How well has he done for RCB? Dill? I've been super surprised to see how he's done so far this season.
Absolutely, Sheldon. Super surprised that why he wasn't playing in the other few games because I thought Wayne Panda
Yeah,
did a good job. Not saying that he did a bad job, but I think
yeah,
David Willey there, especially with the bat, the way he adds to that RCB batting, just makes it a bit more like that depth over there in the
yeah.
in the batting lineup. And surprisingly, how he wasn't in this team before, but I think now after this performance, I think he's going to be there in the team, Sheldon. But talking about RCB's bowling and fielding. Sheldon, I thought the feeling was spot on today.
And we spoke last game about how Kohli wanted to smack Prabhu Desai, right? When he came
He
in his
just
way.
looked.
I'll tell
It was just the look after that. He didn't say anything to Prabhu. They said it was just look. He just adjusted his cap and went
yeah.
off. But you could see Kohli inside.
Yeah, Dil, you said that, and I think today Prabhu Desai became Jaunty Rhodes because on the boundary he was making some amazing saves. And that run out, Dil, what a throw that was to get
Whoa,
Hetmai. I
whoa.
feel that was a very big moment in the game, Dil. To
Yeah,
get Hetmai out at that time, even I was
yeah.
jumping up out of my seat and I was like, wow, that's a pretty cool run out for him to get at that moment.
This Dhruv Jurel kid, Sheldon, is some serious guy, right? Because the way he was smacking it, Hetmeyer was like, "It's fine, you take the strike and you do all the hitting." And at one stage, he was going for the shots, right?
Yeah, yeah, Dil, when he was batting, he looked so dangerous and he really looked like he could take them home. Like I think
Yeah,
after Samson got out, it was all Jurel. Like he was the only one who seemed to be carrying RR's chances
yeah,
towards the end, especially with
yeah,
Hetmeyer struggling and then them losing wickets as well. But yeah, Dil, as long as Jurel was there, it looked like RR were in the game. Maybe he didn't have enough support from the other end with
yeah.
him, so I think that didn't help. But yeah, Dil, this kid looks really good. Whenever he's batted this season, he looks like he could really be a proper player for Rajasthan.
That last over, final over, your thoughts, Ashwin there with a few shots towards the end, almost silencing everyone there at the Chinnaswamy today.
Yeah, Dil, I was like, after that first edge which went for four, I'm like,
Oh,
oh, come on, man.
not
This is just
again.
so, yeah, so like, and then he had the other four as well on the leg side. I was like, oh, 10 of 3. Rajasthan could get this one more
Yeah,
boundary here, and it's interesting. But I just feel that wicket of Ashwin, that was
yeah,
the moment you feel they won it because
yeah,
Jurel wasn't on strike as well for the next ball because
yeah.
the new batsman had to come. So you just feel when he took that wicket, that was the game.
Coming to the next game, what a cracker this was. We all knew who was going to win, but
Yeah.
that was some serious hitting by CSK. And for a moment, I thought they were playing at their home ground and not at the Eden Gardens because it was filled with yellow. I mean, what's with this, Sheldon? And that was some crazy knock there, right, by Ajinkya Rahane.
Yeah, Dil, also it just feels like someone's written a script and someone's written a script for CSK to win this in the end because it just feels it's the Dhoni farewell tour.
Yeah,
Everywhere we go to Kolkata, Ahmedabad. It's all every time Dhoni is on camera,
exactly.
everyone's gone wild and they're all just
Yeah.
waiting for him to battle.
Yeah,
Whether it's one ball, two balls,
even if it's
three
one ball,
balls.
everyone's got their phones out and it's just going bonkers. Everyone's just going bonkers in the crowd, right?
Yeah, Dil, it's so insane. And CSK, Dil, the top four all making 50s. Can you ask for anything more from a top four other than today? And also the strike rate's increasing, Dil, as it went down the order as well. So a lot of ticks for them. And I thought Dil Conway started off well, but
What a
Rahane is
knock.
knocked, Dil.
Yeah,
That was special. I think Rehane's form, Dil, this season unbelievable. He's probably the most informed batsman, in CSK right now. He's just looking so good.
absolutely. Conway there making 56 runs there. Dubey making 50 also. Ruturaj also
Oh,
contributing there with a quick fire. 30, but Rahane there, that's 71 of 29. 71 not out. of 29 and a strike rate
Wow.
of 244, almost 245. I mean, if you had to tell me that Rahane was going to be striking at 245 before this IPL, I'd have said, no way that's happening. Rahane, 200, yes, I would take it. 245, bro, not happening. But he looks like a different player, Sheldon. Like, he looks a completely different player altogether. So is this like the Dhoni effect, the CSK effect? What is this?
Really, Sunny looks like he's a T20 specialist, right? If you didn't know his past, you'd be like, who's this young T20 kid come, into the franchise scene? Maybe he should
Absolutely.
bat at three for India the way he's playing. Like
Yeah.
he just looked so good, Dil, and good on him because he had a tough time, obviously, towards the end
Yeah.
of his test, his
Yeah.
last test stint, and to see him come back, Dil, and look so fresh and looks to be enjoying his cricket as everyone does in CSK because it's probably a pleasure to play under Dhoni, right? For anyone,
Yeah.
Dil. But yeah, good on Rehane. It's a joy to watch him. And it really feels like every time he bats, he's batting with a point to prove. And he's
Yeah.
so good to watch still.
Yeah, I was listening to a stat there. I think Joy for on Crickbuzz was mentioning it that in the last season for KKR when he was there, his average was 19, and he
Wow.
was striking at 120 or something like that in the entire season. And in this season, he's already striking at 245, 200 plus. Almost every game, he's striking at 200 plus, Sheldon. And Michael Vaughan also on Crickbuzz mentioned that if you have a look at the track record, Sheldon, every person that's gone there has said something like, it's the environment that's there. And apparently, Dhoni picks the guys who he really likes and who he really wants. So these guys must be really, really lucky to play under MS, right? With it could maybe his last IPL season, which is looking like that, right?
Yeah, Dylan, you're right when you say like just playing under Dhoni makes people better because we saw Moeen Ali, just for example, when he
Yeah,
played at RCB, never seemed to get the best out of him, right?
yeah,
It seemed like he was out of sorts. But as soon as he
yeah,
came to CSK, Dil, it seemed like it's his team with such freedom.
yeah.
Shivam Dubey, Dil. We've said things about him in the past as well,
He's
but
gone to two,
he's
three
come to
teams. Yeah, he's gone to two,
yeah,
three teams, and
exactly.
RR tried him out, RCB tried him out, CSK picked him up, and man, he's
Exactly.
just scoring 50s for fun now.
Yeah, and it looks like a world beater now, Shivam Dubey. Like after I said things about him, he just starts hitting 50 after 50. But yeah, he looks a very good player as well. And that's the thing, Dil, with Dhoni. As soon as you come to CSK, makes you feel at home, and everyone looks a very good player under him.
Yeah, and a start by KKR wasn't the best, I would say. I don't know what's happening with them. Just don't look the team, that can give other teams a run for their money. The Venkatesh Iyer impacts up, not making much of an impact there again. But two good knocks, I would say, for them would be Rinku Singh and Jason Roy there.
Yeah, Dil, he did an excellent knock, Dil. Too bad though for KKR. That came probably too late. They got off to an
Yeah,
awful start, Dil. They were
yeah,
too far behind when he came.
yeah,
I felt when Roy and Rinku came, the game was over because they
yeah,
needed to go at what, 17? I mean, you're
yeah.
never going to win a game at 17 unless like Yash Dayal is bowling. But that's a
Oh,
different
Arjun
story.
Tendulkar.
Or Arjun Tendulkar, yes, him too, for Arjun. But yeah, it was a little too late. They both did play really well though to get them
Yeah,
up to 190. I thought two terrific knocks, but again, the top order let them down. I thought
yeah,
Rana as well. You'd want more from him. Venkatesh
yeah,
Iyer maybe, and the
yeah.
openers didn't get them off to the best start. So yeah, a lot of thinking for KKR, and they do look a pretty weak side, don't they? Right now, Dil, on
Of
paper.
course. Yeah, of course. I think I don't know how they're going to recover from this because this was a solid thrashing by CSK. In
Yeah.
the end, they won by 49 runs, 50 runs, which is like a huge
Wow.
margin, and they move up the table, obviously. So CSK sitting on top there. But what does this do to the other Sheldon teams like Delhi now, teams like KKR now, and probably SRH now? What does that do to them? Because they have had so many losses now that it's pretty tough for them, to get up, right? Because I don't know how they're going to make it there. Yes, we've seen fairy tales. I mean, with Mumbai at least, where they've won six in a row and then gone on to win the championship. But these sides don't look like that, don't they?
Yeah, Dil, and the three sides you mentioned as well, I think all have showed a lot of weaknesses as well so far. I mean, Delhi
Mhm.
the other day won their first game, Dil, and that also they scraped over the line,
Yeah,
chasing around 120 odd. And SRH as well, Dil, the other day got hammered by Chennai,
yeah.
and just they all three look flawed sides. And yeah, it'll take a lot, Dil, to come up the odd. I think those three teams will struggle. I think the teams in the middle, though, would, think they have a better. I thought Punjab as well the other day looked really good. So I think
Yeah,
the middle of the table is actually very interesting above
yeah,
Touch and Delhi and all because that's where it's a bit tasty. A lot of teams on 8 points as well, Dil.
yeah.
That's very interesting to see how the next few days go in this tournament.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see the next few days in the tournament where we are almost reaching the halfway stage. There, almost everyone have played 7 to 8 games, and it's going to be a very interesting one to see how they stand and where they stand actually. Because like Sheldon said, everyone's tied on 8 points. Almost all their
Yeah.
5 teams almost there on 8 points, and that will be a race there for the top 4 spot there. But thank you so much for watching the video, guys. We've been it's been fun bringing this video to y'all. If y'all enjoy the video, like I said, do hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share the video with your friends. And also, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. If you have any ideas for our channel, also do leave it in the comment section. Our Instagram handles down there in the description. Do follow us on Instagram as well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.